Well, the Department of Justice has had former President Donald Trump in their figurative crosshairs for quite some time, which has made the DOJ's action yesterday seem super bizarre to me. Now, lawmakers from, lawyers, obviously from the Justice Department, the ones prosecuting Trump, by the way, have actually lobbied a federal appeals court in D.C. to block an upcoming deposition by former President Donald Trump related to the lawsuit brought against him by the former FBI official Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. Now, Strzok, obviously, they're the lovebirds that had the affair over text messages and everybody knew about it. He alleges that Trump's personal vendetta against him led to the FBI giving him the pink slip back in 2019. Your boss fired you because you're not good at your job. Part of the DOJ's appeal reads, quote, only the most extraordinary of circumstances would justify allowing a plaintiff to depose a former high-level official about actions he took in the course of his official duties. This case falls short of that standard. So, what do we make of what seems to be a rare occurrence of the DOJ assisting the former president? Well, my pleasure to welcome in Alina Habba, legal spokesperson for the former President Donald Trump, and maybe soon to be another again president in 2024. Alina, this to me, it just seems like they have all this stuff. In America, you have the right to a speedy trial. The last time I read the document that they have, the Democrats haven't totally lit on fire. But at some point, when does he actually get to go to trial?
On which of the many witch hunts?
D, all the above.
All of the above, yeah. I actually am of the mindset that a trial is a good thing for President Trump because the witch hunts need to be exposed. And what we've seen is numerous indictments and numerous one-sided stories, and they really are fictitious stories. So you have these come out, and it's our turn to go up and bring evidence, and I can't wait to do that. However, it takes time. They've had a tremendous amount of time to get discovery. We need that time to do the same, to review the documents that would come in place. So they're going to do it when they're ready, and they'll do it as fast as possible.
So let's talk about discovery. Obviously, for folks at home, every time there's a lawsuit filed by either side, both sides gets to look in and request a bunch of documents, and a judge says, yeah, you should have this. How unwilling or willing has the other side been willing to, let's say, comply with even court orders or subpoenas or any type of discovery exchange versus what you've been required to do? Oh,
why don't you take a look at Chris Wray's testimony today? That's about as much teeth pulling as you have to do, right? So their game is, we have so much evidence. We have so much evidence.
Adam Schiff said that.
Everybody. We have so much evidence. Oh, hold on, we're not going to give it to you. We're not going to give it to you, and we're going to make you jump through hoops, and we're going to see if the judges will help protect. Look, the DOJ is intervening to try and protect him from testifying on something that's a matter of fact, which I frankly see as a very clean-cut case, but they don't want things that'll hurt other matters. It's all very calculated. It's the same Department of Justice, right? It's a Biden DOJ. So they make it look like they're protecting presidents. They're not. They're protecting their cases because one day, if President Trump wins or if we get a Republican back, the coin's going to be flipped, and they want to make sure that we can't do the same to them.
So let's talk about one of the big things, and this is something that Michael Flynn experienced, was the exculpatory evidence, okay? And I'm sure you guys have found out in this whole thing is if the opposing side has evidence that exonerates the client, they must produce it by law. However, there's been a number of cases dating back to Mike Flynn where they've just not produced exculpatory evidence that they had. They've been caught. Nothing happens. Are you seeing any of that in any of these cases coming up?
Yes, actually. We obviously had reports come out, which we were aware of, that there was witness discussions with attorneys for witnesses that went through the grand jury in the Mar-a-Lago case. That's incredibly disturbing to me. That is something that should be investigated. Wow. It's they don't report on the things that they don't want to report on, the things that are ugly. And we filed documents on this last week. We'll see what comes out of it. But I'd like to have some faith in the justice system. But I will tell you that what we're seeing with Wray protecting his own and being very, very careful on the words that he chooses. Very careful.
The few words he chose.
The art. He didn't answer anything. The art of a deposition. I mean, he really, truly, somebody should study that. He was a perfect person to answer nothing. It was all fluff. And I mean, I can't wait till one day I get the opportunity to sit down and ask real questions.
He was a perfect pain in my rear.
Yes.
But last question. Look, I'm sure, take off your legal hat for a second. I'm sure you've talked to the president. If day one, let's say he gets back in there, what's the pecking order for the axe?
I don't know, but I hope I have one. I mean, I don't know. I've never held a chainsaw or an axe in my life, but I'm ready to roll. You know, the truth is, I think that's what they're afraid of. I think you're hitting the nail on the head with that.
Yeah.
And no pun intended. Like, they are afraid because if we get control, if we get back in power, he's going to turn around and he's going to say, oh, you wanted to investigate me. Guess what? We're going to investigate you, and we're going to do it openly, honestly, and for the American people to judge and see exactly what was happening, follow the money, et cetera.
Yeah, well, I also know a great construction company in D.C. They can just remove the 7th floor right off the FBI building. It'd be great. Alina Habba, always a pleasure.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
you coming
having
in.
me.